Today on Rock the Park,
Man, that thing's huge. Look at how big his head is.
we're in the Florida Everglades, and we mean in the Everglades.
The alligator is the apex predator in the Everglades. Nothing rules the Everglades better than the alligators.
This place is home to an amazing variety of animals, including some that really shouldn't be here.
You can drop one in the water and it will disappear in a matter of a second.
We're going to paddle our way through the heart of the Everglades, from sawgrass to the sea.
Woo!
It's a wild, watery adventure, and it all starts now.
Oh, no!
I'm Jack Stewart. And I'm Colton Smith. We love the national parks.
Oh my gosh.
It's all about packing up a car and just doing it, just hitting the road.
Our goal is to visit every national park in this country.
And when you go off the beaten path like we do,
There's no telling what will happen next.
wow, ready for the time of your life?
Get set to rock the park. This is the Sunshine State, full of sandy beaches and tropical waters. Florida is our kind of paradise and the perfect place to explore one of the most unique regions on Earth.
Welcome to Everglades National Park, a beautiful maze of waterways and wildlife.
While water is king here, there is so much more that exists underneath the surface.
Everglades National Park is 1.5 million acres of wetlands and forests, protecting 35 endangered species, including the rare Florida panther. The park is located in southern Florida, between Naples and Miami.
We're planning to go with the flow, river kayaking through mangroves out to the Gulf.
All right, we got a little situation here.
Then sea kayaking to one of the most remote islands off the Florida coast.
I wouldn't be surprised if there were sharks under us right now.
Today, we're getting our first view of the Everglades from an airboat in the northeastern part of the park, where they're still allowed. Marshall Jones is our wilderness guide. His family has lived in the Everglades for 5 generations.
We've dealt with bears before, other animals like that, not giant reptiles with teeth.
Alligators by nature really aren't that aggressive. But the most dangerous situation in the Everglades, hands down, is a female mother alligator protecting her nest or her fresh hatchlings. If you get within 2 body lengths of their nest or their young, they will attack and they will try to kill you.
But we're still hoping to get safely up close to a few of the park's 200,000 alligators.
All right, you guys ready to rock and roll?
Yeah.
Do it.
Let's do it.
Airboats were built for the wetlands. With a flat bottom and aircraft-type propellers, they can fly through the shallow water or thick vegetation.
We're going through this tall grass, and then all of a sudden, we come out and we get our first look at the Everglades, and it's mind-blowing.
And it doesn't take long for us to spot the one thing we want to see most.
Marshall calls out that he sees an alligator. Look at that thing. His head's like that big, and his jaw's like that big.
Alligators are huge reptiles that have been around for millions of years. They're opportunistic feeders that wait for something edible to pass nearby and then lunge at it with incredible speed.
You can see how scary that is too, because you can only see his head, and it's barely sticking out of the water. You would not be able to see that thing coming.
That's actually Mama Gator.
Marshall gets out to look for the trails gators leave as they move through the grass. He knows what he's doing. Definitely do not try this at home.
So if you get within, say, 15 feet of that alligator, you're within its comfort zone. It'll first hiss at you. Then usually comes a jaw smack. After that, it's full-on attack.
And those things are fast, right?
Extremely fast. Alligators have a burst speed over 30 miles an hour.
Oh my gosh.
It doesn't last long, but from me to you, they can move 30 miles an hour like that.
Female alligators generally lay their eggs in the summer and they hatch in early fall. The mother alligator will fiercely protect her young for several years. All of a sudden, Marshall detects a sound we didn't want to hear.
I just heard 2 babies calling, either to themselves or to the mother, and the baby gators make a sound, like that. So they communicate, and when they're in trouble, mom knows it, and she comes like a torpedo, mouth agape, ready to snap whatever's in the way.
How far away do you think they are?
Right now, they're probably about 60 feet away from us.
Okay.
And this is a safe zone, 60 feet away.
I think, just for the record, Marshall, Jack and I, we'd be in the water right there with you. It's just the boots, you know?
Yeah, it's only the boots.
It's the
Otherwise,
boots. I'd be in. Yeah, no biggie.
I can't say that I blame you.
We wisely decide to give Mama and her babies their space and travel onto a spot called Blue Shanty Canal.
Blue Shanty Canal is alligator central because it's much deeper than any of the water that we've seen today. It's a nice spot for the alligators to stretch their legs.
Big gator right there in front of the boat, guys.
Oh, do you see
Oh
him?
my gosh, oh my gosh.
Man, that thing's huge.
Oh my gosh.
Look at how big his head is.
Female alligators rarely exceed 10 feet, but males grow much larger and can weigh more than 1,000 pounds.
So Marshall's taking us towards this alligator, and he's swimming by, but all of a sudden, he just turns and comes straight for the boat.
Oh no.
Look at how big his head is.
You see his teeth?
He's eyeing you.
Oh, he's really eyeing me.
Oh, man. Oh, my gosh. So was he just checking us out?
Yeah, making sure we're friendlies.
We really don't want to get quite this friendly with alligators tomorrow, when we'll be even closer to the water in kayaks. But first, we plan to do some exploring on foot, right through the kinds of terrain where another carnivore likes to hide.
Carnivore as in meat eater?
Yep, right in the water.
I'm not sure I like where this is going.
We're in Everglades National Park in Florida, about to get our feet wet in more ways than one.
Yvette Cano is taking us slough slogging. That's what the locals call exploring the Everglades on foot. Something I never imagined we'd do.
I see it's looking a little soggy out there.
Are we getting wet today?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope you're ready for that.
After you.
Follow me. Now watch your step.
Memo to first-timers, if you lose your balance, don't grab for the tall grass.
Sawgrass is sharp. It's called sawgrass because it's got little teeth like a ripsaw, and it doesn't feel good.
That description fits quite a few things that live out here.
So I have a carnivore for you.
Carnivore as in meat eater?
Yep, right in the water.
I'm not sure I like where this is going.
No, not at
Well,
all.
come on, trust me. Check this out.
Wait a minute. What is
So this is Blatterwort. Check it out. It has little tiny bladders, which help it to float, but that's how it captures unsuspecting insects.
Wow. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like a Venus flytrap?
Exactly.
It's a Blatterwort flytrap.
This isn't the carnivore we've been worried about. There's another meat eater that lives in the Everglades and it's multiplying fast.
Unfortunately, that probably is the most popular topic when you talk about South Florida, and that's our pythons.
Burmese pythons are native to Southeast Asia, and it's likely that a few were kept as pets and either escaped or were released. Pythons eat just about every kind of animal living in the Everglades, even alligator. Some grow more than 10 feet long.
They're very, very difficult to see. You can drop one in the water and it will disappear in a matter of a second. They blend in perfectly.
It's getting late in the day when we finally reach our destination. This is a cypress dome with larger trees in the middle and smaller trees along the perimeter. It's a whole different world in here.
It completely changes.
That's incredible.
And check out the water, how nice and clear.
Is there something different in here that makes it so when we're stepping right now, we're not really kicking up too much mud?
Let me show you what makes up the ground here. So this actually is the needles right off of these deciduous conifer trees. And they start to create the floor inside of a cypress dome.
This one-of-a-kind ecosystem can be a favorite hangout for alligators and the Florida cottonmouth, also known as the water moccasin, a venomous snake that often floats high on the water. There's a lot to keep track of in the Everglades.
We're kayaking the Turner River tomorrow.
Oh, what an awesome spot. You will definitely see tons of wildlife. Keep your eye out for gators, of course. It'll be an experience you'll never forget.
And it's not the gators that will be giving us the most trouble.
Yeah. Oh no! Oh no! There's branches, there's spider webs, there's limbs of trees that are smacking me in the face. I'm getting roughed up.
It's day 2 in the Everglades, and we're about to explore the Turner River, which takes us 8.5 miles from the slow-moving shallow river of grass to the mangrove forest on the southwest coast of Florida.
So we're going out in kayaks, and our goal is to make it to the Gulf of Mexico.
And it's really gonna show us everything that makes the Everglades so unique and special.
We'll be using a tandem kayak, 2 people in 1 boat.
All right, we're cruising. Straight into Alligator Alley.
So in a tandem kayak, the guy in the front is the motor. He's doing most of the paddling, and the guy in the back is the steering wheel. He's in charge of steering and maneuvering the thing around.
You wanna know what I am really, really hoping we see?
What?
I wanna see a manatee, man.
Oh, that would be awesome. Have you ever seen one before?
I have, but not in like a natural environment like this.
Manatees are marine mammals, also called sea cows, who can live in salt or fresh water. In the winter, they look for the warmer water of South Florida's spring-fed rivers. They're huge, growing to more than 1,000 pounds, and they feed on aquatic plants. But for now, we don't have much time for sightseeing. We've just hit the mangroves.
Oh no, this is where it's gonna become like a maze.
Yeah. All right, you're steering us, right?
I got us,
All right.
to the best of my ability.
Oh, man.
Look at these things.
Wow.
Mangrove trees have massive stilt-like root systems. They can form a barrier that's great for protecting coastal areas from erosion. It's not so great for tandem kayakers like us.
All right, we got a little situation here. Oh no, oh no, oh no. All right, can we turn without going backwards anymore? Oh, oh.
It appears we've run into a snag. Actually, a lot of them.
We're in the mangroves, as you can clearly see. They are everywhere. We're having a little bit of a time trying to navigate through them because even if you can get your paddle out, it's so tight in here that it just gets snagged on something. And if you put it up in the air, it gets snagged up there too.
Gosh, you gotta use your hands. I feel like a monkey. I'm trying to grab onto the branches. I'm trying to call what's out in front of us. There's branches, there's spider webs, there's limbs of trees that are smacking me in the face. I'm getting roughed up. You just sit back and laugh.
It's great.
No, it's not great.
It takes hours to fight our way through this stuff.
Oh my gosh, look at all these spiders. Look at all those spiders.
Ooh, that's a big spider. Oh my gosh.
Oh, spider web to the face. No, no. Oh, 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 oh. Oh. Oh, man.
And then finally,
See light.
We're entering the marshlands, where fresh water mingles with salt water from the Gulf. We've got a long way to go.
Oh, yeah.
All right, you ready? Yeah, let's gun it.
Let's go.
Our campsite is on an island where the river meets the Gulf. It's at least 5 miles away. We really shouldn't be stopping for anything, but how can you pass up a site like this? A flock of spoonbills.
These guys are rare. From what we've been told, you don't get to see this very often.
Yeah, it's awesome. They look like flamingos because they're this bright pink color, but then they have these big bills, and they're using them like vacuum cleaners and just picking up crustaceans and shrimp and all sorts of stuff.
Check it out, there's more flying in. That's amazing.
okay, time to get real. The light is fading. We power on. By the time we get to camp, it's pitch black. Not ideal for pitching a tent.
We had no idea that we were gonna be pitching up our tent in the dark. We basically now have to scramble, get our tent up, try to dry off a bit because we're pretty cold, and we gotta get some rest because tomorrow is a big day.
Good night, Joe.
It's morning on Chokoloskee Island, and we're seeing it for the first time, even though we camped here overnight.
We got in well after dark last night, and we were cold and we were wet. It's pretty calm right here in this enclosed area, but out in open water, it's windy and it's cold.
Our destination today is Picnic Key, an island at the outermost edge of the Gulf of Mexico. It's about 10 miles away across open water.
How's it looking, man?
We're gonna do it, but honestly, I mean, we gotta kayak like we mean it. Picnic Key is part of a chain called the 10,000 Islands that are strung out for about 60 miles along the coastal waterways and the Gulf.
So today we're swapping out our tandem kayak for a couple of ocean kayaks, and luckily they're singles.
Hey, the island is calling.
And we must go.
This thing is built to cruise through waves better, and it's got a rudder, so you can steer a lot easier.
Woo! Yeah! A little choppy. Nothing but us and the Pelicans.
As the outer limit of the Everglades, these islands protect the coast from the wind and waves of the Gulf. Right now, we're not feeling too protected.
They're white caps.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah!
I'm like tipping. This is a lot harder than we thought it was gonna be. We've got 10 miles to go, and already I'm feeling like I'm being held back by the wind, and then the water's already rushing over the kayak.
I hate to keep saying I'm thinking about what's under us, but
I wouldn't be surprised if there were sharks under us right now.
sharks, saltwater crocodiles.
Oh, are there crocs out here?
There are saltwater crocodiles out here.
The American crocodile is the biggest reptile on the continent. They live in coastal areas all over the Caribbean, including South Florida. After years on the endangered species list, the crocs are making a comeback. And there are 49 species of sharks living in the Gulf, including tiger sharks and hammerheads.
But right now, we're more worried about the wind and waves. I suggest we pick up the pace a bit, because again, we gotta get there before it gets even close to dark.
I'm paddling hard. I don't know if picking up the pace is really possible against this wind.
After 2 days and almost 20 miles of paddling, we're reaching the outer limits of Everglades National Park in South Florida. Beyond this chain of so-called 10,000 islands is the Gulf of Mexico. The closer we get to the Gulf, the more wind and waves we run into, and the temperature has yet to top 65 degrees. All things considered, we're ready to get off the water. These waves are really slowing us down. I think our best bet is to work our way towards the shore, get close to the mangroves, and hopefully that'll block some of this wind.
It did yesterday.
Our goal today is to reach Picnic Key, right at the edge of the Gulf where we will set up camp. It's one of the only islands out here that's got a nice big sandy beach, which should help us find it.
This wasn't a good idea at all.
Yeah, it's not at all. Now we have just sticks poking out everywhere.
Well, I'm getting swept towards it, too.
I know.
We're getting close, though, dude. I don't have the map on me now, but we're right on top of this thing.
I hope it actually looks like a white sandy beach. Because
Dude, it does. There it is,
there
right
it is.
there.
All right, yeah!
All right, it's in sight.
I'm glad our island is right here because that current is strong going into the Gulf.
I know, it's trying to like pull us out. You feel that?
Look at that white sandy beach. What's amazing? It's the first one we've seen since we've been in Florida.
Well, it's nuts that you look everywhere and you see the mangroves, and then right up there, we've got a beach.
Beacon of hope, man. We've been on water for 2 days and we finally see our nice white sandy beach. It's time to get out of the kayaks and put our feet back on land, which apparently is a little harder than I thought because I can't feel my legs and it shows.
Oh, man. So now it's official.
We have literally traveled the Everglades from one end to the other.
I gotta say, what a way to end. Being right out here in the Gulf of Mexico, having our camp set up, and just being able to sit back and relax. We covered a huge distance.
And we did it in style. We started off on that crazy airboat ride with Marshall, just zipping around, checking out alligators. Then we got our feet wet and took things into our own hands. We kayaked just straight through the Everglades.
So whether you like to experience nature in overdrive or take your time getting to know the locals, Everglades National Park has an adventure for you.
And remember, if we can do it, so can you. So get out there and rock the park.
everybody. Thanks for watching. Make sure to leave any questions or comments that you have.
And please subscribe to the channel. There's a lot more to come.